Feeling stressed out and anxious? I hear you. You're not alone. The energy right now is super intense. I mean, we're under the power of a strawberry full moon in Scorpio. That in itself makes it super duper intense. And I'm a double Scorpio. So imagine the intensity in my life right now. But listen, I promise you, it's for a good thing. All right. It's a time to, do some deep emotional cleansing, have some revelations. Things may be coming to you out of nowhere, and you're like, "Oh, I never thought of that before. Oh, I didn't remember that," or, revelations, and hopefully, really good transformation. Stay open to it. Okay. And with the summer solstice approaching, well, now we just added more intensity to it. But actually, we're being called to step into more light. That's what this is. Don't freak out. We're being called to step into more light, even as the world feels unstable. Now, you may be feeling really unsettled, totally exhausted. All we want to do is take naps, right? But it's not chaos, it's redirection. And the universe is doing its job of clearing a path so that everything, can clear up and feel better. All right. It's really for a very good reason, because it's clearing this path so that something new can begin. And I know it's a lot. I know what everyone's going through. So I thought I would help and give you guys some tips as to how to kind of handle this situation a little bit calmer, right? This is what we can do when we feel everything is uncertain around us. We can go within. We can breathe. And actually what that does is it helps us come home to ourselves. One of my favorite Rumi quotes, and I say this a lot in my videos, is "As you think, so shall you be." I say it a lot because it's true, and I want you to remember to do this and to think this way, okay? If you think your life is a disaster, you're correct. If you believe life is good, if you can surrender to the universe, if you can set your ego aside on a little timeout for a moment, everything can change. But surrendering to the universe, that is the key. Because when you surrender, you let go of the need to control everything. You stop resisting and you start allowing. And that alone can take away a lot of the stress and the anxiety, because control creates tension, but surrender creates space. And that's what we need, right? Space to heal, space to trust, and most importantly, space to breathe. So why is breathing so good? Well, it can really, really calm you down. For example, when I have a client that calls me, I'll take phone calls outside of that client's session if they need me, right? So they'll call and maybe they'll be like really, really frantic, and I can really not even understand them. So the first thing I say is, hey, breathe. Just give me 3 good deep breaths, because I can't understand you. And then they do. They calm down a little bit, and then they can start talking to me. Breathing is really, really helpful. And it works because when you breathe deeply, your nervous system slows down, your heart rate drops, your mind becomes clearer, and anxiety starts to go away. Breathing can boost your immunity, it improves your sleep, and it grounds you even when the world feels unsteady. Now, I love grounding outside with Gaia, barefoot, taking off your shoes. I do this pretty much every morning when I wake up. I go get my little mushroom coffee and I sit outside with my shoes off, and I'm very thankful, for Gaia, and that really starts my day. But if you can't get outside, breathing is really, really good for helping you ground, okay? So besides the 3 breaths of breathing, which is kind of an instant short thing, and I do a lot of that in session work too, there's another thing you can do called circular breathing, right? And you can use circular breathing for a lot of things. A lot of people that do cold plunging will do circular breathing to get into the really cold water and be able to stay there, right? So what you're doing with circular breathing is you inhale gently through your nose, and then you exhale softly through your mouth. It's one circle, okay? You want to keep it smooth and gentle, almost like a wave on the ocean. One breath flows into the next, all right? So let's do 5, all right? Ready? 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Very gently, just breathe in deep as you can and very gently release it. Now there's a little twist I like to do to this, where you do, if you're really, really having a lot of anxiety, you don't have to do just 5. You can do 10. I like to do 10. And on the 10th one, you hold your breath on the 10th breath. So when you get to 10, and just hold it as long as you can. And then let it out. And then I like to take a deep breath. You hold that deep breath for a few seconds, and then you release and let it out. 10 seems to be a magic number that I found with, some people that are just really stressed. And then what they say is, I go, how do you feel? And they go, wow, I feel completely different. And I go, where's the stress and the issue? And they go, well, it's like way back there. It leaves. So what you're doing is you're sending the pain, you're sending the anxiety, you're sending the stress out of your body. Breathing does that. If you don't breathe, you hold it in and then it attaches. Okay? So we don't want to do that. You want to breathe and let it go. All right? Just remember, your breath is your power. Surrender is your gift. And the universe has always got you in its arms. I promise. Now, if you ever feel you want to go deeper, I'm here to support you. Whether you're seeking life coaching, Reiki healing, a past life regression, you want to come work with my equine coaches, my horses, Dodger and Blue. They're amazing. I'm also an equine assisted life coach and a spiritual teacher. I hold space for transformation, clarity, and remembrance. So you can reach out to me, zenhorsebarn@gmail.com, or you can visit my website, which is zenhorsebarn.com. So whenever you're ready, I'll be here with an open heart and a calm place to breathe.